All right, so let's get into this, Rob G. Steph Curry on his brother's podcast, right? Was it his podcast?
No, this was on the Speedy.
Yeah,
I don't know what his
around racing everybody.
Yeah, I don't know. No, that's I Show Speed. I'm not Speedy.
How many Speedies are there?
Speedy, the guy who used to hang out with DJ Khaled.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what his podcast is called.
Speedy.
It might be, but Steph Curry was a guest on the latest episode, and Speedy asked Steph, "Hey man, I know that you're making about $70 million. No, that's not 70, like $50 million a season. But do you feel like you are underpaid?" Here's what he said.
The idea that we can't, participate in equity while we're playing is a part of why I would say yes, we are underpaid, because you want to be able to participate in that rise. I know we're blessed to, be in a position where we're playing basketball for a living, and these are the type of checks that people are earning, and I think it's all deserved, because it's a special commodity, it's a special industry that probably won't go anywhere because that entertainment value is there. But yeah, I feel like hopefully sooner than later those rules change a little bit so that players can participate more in the upside of team equity, the league valuations, and all that type of stuff. Just because I think we deserve it.
All right, it's 360 with Speedy. I looked that up. Shout out to, I don't know, he just appeared the last handful of years. He's like gets all these interviews. So shout out to him. But yeah, so 360 with Speedy is the pod. Couple of things I want to jump in here real quick, Rob. Number one, I absolutely agree that NBA players could have an argument for saying we deserve more. And I did a little digging in as far as some research into numbers and things like that. So let's look at something like this. So we know they have a cap league. So these guys aren't going to be making the money that others could in other sports. You look at soccer, which is going to be a good comparison. Those guys are making hundreds of millions of dollars annually. We know that. It's you see
teams are paying $100 million in it for the right to sign them to $100 million.
Exactly, and just to get them. So they're getting $200 million annually because it truly is a free market there. So it's just, hey, whatever the guy wants, he's worth it. You believe you want to pay it, you pay it. And when you start crunching numbers with the revenue in the NBA, you start to look at the worth of the players. NBA teams generally generate roughly $200 to $400 million annually. So you could argue the elite players are worth $60 to $120 million annually. Somebody like a LeBron, somebody like a Michael Jordan in his prime, a Kobe Bryant, a Steph Curry, these guys are making 40. They're making 50 now. But Steph Curry, 2014 to about now, he could have been making $120, $125 every year, Rob G. And that's not crazy when you talk about what he's worth from just publicity standpoint, what he's bringing in inside the arena. You're looking at LeBron. I don't even think what he's been worth since about 2000. Really came in the league because he came in with so much fanfare. Steph had to work his way up to it. LeBron came in. So they absolutely have been not making the worth in that regard. Now, that is why I think he wants then equity. You get what I mean? So if I can't get, because we have a capped league, the money I believe I'm worth, then at least let me get a buy-in and get some of the equity of the teams. Now, I think that becomes challenging when you start to have guys have part ownership of leagues and you're an owner, but then you go to this team. How does that work? Do you get part ownership of the Warriors, but what if I trade you to the Hornets? Are you still an owner? Does it carry to another team? Do you lose that? You got to sell it when you leave. So then to me, it can get a little tricky when you start talking about that. But absolutely, just on the principle of NBA players deserving more, I always wonder what it would be like without a cap. Can LeBron have signed a $700-something million dollar deal like Juan Soto, because he had been worth it? Last point, one player like that actually changes your franchise more than a baseball player. The Mets might not even make the postseason.
Facts. You
get a LeBron in his prime, you get a Steph in his prime, you get a Kobe, a Mike Jordan, a Shaq like that. You might be, for the next 8 years, in and out the finals, win a couple when you get that magnitude of a guy. So then they're really worth it, what they bring.
I understand the point that you're making, and it does make sense. I just feel like Steph needs to be a little more self-aware when he says something like this publicly.
About himself or about
the
league?
Fact that Steph, when his next contract is up, because he signed through this season and next season, he will have been the highest paid player in the NBA for 10 straight years. Steph Curry, next season coming up and the following season, 26-27, will make $122 million over 2 years. I understand saying, hey, if you just look at what the valuation is with the Warriors since I've been there and how much it's tripled, quadrupled, tenfold, whatever the number is, that he is, if no one else, responsible for 80% of that, right? Like, he is that great. He does mean that much to that franchise and to the league as a whole. But it's not like you're not being well compensated. It's not like you are, nickel and diming, struggling your way through on a day-to-day basis. It's not like you don't live in a ridiculous mansion and you probably got 3 more of them that you've never even seen before.
So disappointing you, Rob G.
And here's the last thing. If Steph really feels that way, and of course he does because he said it on the podcast, put it on wax, why can't you start your own league? If you are the product that everybody cares about, that you're the only reason why the Warriors have seen their value shoot up like this, that you're the reason why millions of people tune into the NBA, then what's to stop you from being like what Breanna Stewart did is, hey, we're going to launch Unrivaled, a 3-on-3 league. It's only going to have, 15 players on it, but everyone's going to make 5 times what they make in the W because we're paying you for what you're legitimately worth, not what the league thinks you're worth. Why can't actually Maverick Carter's doing this? Maverick Carter is working with the Saudis right now, I believe, to try to launch a new basketball league. Now, I don't think that's ever going to compete with the NBA, but he's trying. If Steph Curry really feels undervalued, underappreciated, then maybe him, KD, LeBron James, pick your favorite older advanced player who's already had their NBA success. Why don't they launch their own league and do it? Because the reality is, Steph, I hate to break it to you, you're not really worth that much money.
I couldn't disagree with you anymore.
Of course you can.
First of all, Steph Curry absolutely.
Your wealth is showing right now, by the way.
And you know what's funny? I'm glad you wrote that. I'm glad you said that because I just wrote down, Rob G is thinking too small.
Okay.
You're thinking too company managed right now.
Wow.
You are
You heard
saying,
I was in that meeting, didn't you?
You are in that meeting. You don't even, you got the wrong shirt on today. You got on a tee. Yesterday was the day you were supposed to think like that. And I say that because ultimately, if you're just going to do you make enough, then you're never going to make more because they're always going to pacify you and whatever the thing is. And you being on this side today, you've been great. Who knows where you can go in the next year or 2 years? Might be the Rob G and so-and-so show. And
it's
they're
Rob G
say,
and Alex, by the way. We've already
Rob G and Alex show, then they're going to say, well, this is what you were making on that side. And they're going to give you a little bump. And he goes, that's better, right? And you're going to go, well, gee, golly shucks, I guess I'll say yes. You're the person. I got a homie who ticked me and my wife off because her in her legal space and contracts and all that. One day told us, and he's been to the 4-letter place. He's been on sports centers and all, that he never negotiated a contract. Like they basically, whatever they offered him, yes, he was just, because it's so happy to, get it.
Right.
And I almost lost my mind because you're worth more. Companies know that oftentimes, and you fight for it, and y'all battle it out, and there's no hard feelings because business is business is business, and you meet somewhere.
That's why you have an agent, by the way.
And that's why you have an agent, to be the ugly person, or got to be the go-between. And so what Steph Curry is saying is, I'm fully aware. The Warriors were just an organization in the NBA until I got hot, and obviously the team around me, they did a great job building it, but I'm the centerpiece. The league as a whole, what the heck would they have done without LeBron over the last 20 years? Because Magic goes, and obviously Kobe is Kobe, but LeBron has been, because he's, whether you hate him or love him, he's been the talk of the
Everybody has an opinion of LeBron James.
Yep, he's been that. What would they done without Kobe? I'm not making it just a LeBron. Kobe, Steph. That's why Jordan finally got $33 million the last year or two.
Right.
In 1998, I don't even know what $33 million is like now.
I think his teammate was making like 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they finally said, we got to play Jordan for it on the back end. So absolutely, you go and get what you're worth. You go and fight for that. And from time to time, you have to throw out a crazy idea, and you got to negotiate it, and you got to bring up stuff, and they have the right to say no, the NBA. And to your point, he has a right to try to figure out something else, but never should you not ever advocate for yourself. And that's why I'm blown away with people who, you cannot like the WNBA. I get that. It's not the most appealing sport for some.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. But the idea that I see $2.2 billion is coming in, that I see you guys are about to build, you're trying to build 5 new team franchises in the next handful of years.
And people are paying $250 million just to get in the door?
Exactly. They're paying $250 million just to get a franchise. And I see we've gone up 40% in apparel. I see all this, the growth of viewership and all that. attendance. Everything's gone up. You absolutely double back and say, hey, where are we at? That's why it's called negotiations. You ain't got to do it, and I don't have to play, but we negotiate.
Right.
So I don't get why you.
Because I think Steph needs to realize that he would not be Steph Curry without the NBA.
See,
And this is something that Rob, and before Rob, rest in peace, Chris Broussard,
stupid.
He's not with us anymore.
Is the man retired?
He is
So
retired.
stupid.
But they both said, and I didn't think about it till they had said it, so credit to them. As great as all of these guys are, LeBron is great, Steph is great, KD's great. Before that, Kobe was great. Even though I'm mad at Shaq, Shaq was great, right? If they didn't have a media rights deal or the TV or somebody to prop them up and show the entertainment factor, it's just a bunch of dudes hooping at LA Fitness. Now, they're doing a lot crazier stuff than the guys at LA Fitness can do, but if there's nobody to give you the platform to showcase yourself, it doesn't really matter. And Steph Curry wasn't always all cap Steph Curry. He needed the NBA and ESPN and TNT and Fox Sports and Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington to talk about him, to showcase him and say, hey, he's great or he's not great. He sucks. He's awesome, whatever it is. And that's what helped propel him to earn 40, 50, now $60 million a season. So does he have to pay some of that back because he didn't have that platform before?
Your platform is useless without a product or a service. I am the amazing product and or service that allows your platform to be successful. And what we are also able to do is renegotiate from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's all he's doing. He's saying, hey, let's get back to the table and let's have some conversations. And I think we should be able to do this, think we should be able to that. And the NBA can say no. But that's why we have CBAs and conversations and meetings. And you build relationships with Adam Silver, or you can call him and just, hey, I was thinking it. What do you think? And he can say no. But that's what it's for. The idea is simply that be grateful that I have this thing and you're a part of it. No, I helped build the thing. It's a partnership. You can have you know how many networks start and die because they didn't have the great shows?
All of them?
It's the reason why they were playing the Friends actors $1 million an episode. Because without us, your network is your network, but you ain't drawing these viewers that get you the sponsorship and these endorsements and these commercials. So pay us $1 million an episode, all of us, by the way, not one person, because of our talent, our show, what we brought to the table. All right, good conversation there.